Spooky thing happened to woman bathing at the beach. The husband was applying sunscreen on his wife when he saw something, so he insisted on swimming in the sea despite his wife's objections. But when the woman woke up, there was no sign of her husband. She hurriedly asked the couples around her, but they both said they'd been playing here for half a day and hadn't seen anyone come in. She picked up the phone and called her husband, but the number she dialed was not in service. The woman panicked. She hurriedly put on her clothes and packed her things. Then she ran all the way to the entrance of the police station to find the staff to ask for help. Soon the searchers started to look for her in the sea, but no sign of her husband. Lisa had to go to the local police to report the incident. She told the officer the details of the situation. The police officer burst out laughing. He said who would be able to go swimming with a cell phone, and that the sea here is crystal clear and the current is very smooth, and he'd never heard of anyone drowning in his entire life here, and the woman's husband is a retired swimmer. After briefly understanding the situation, he told the woman to go home and wait for news. Worried about her husband, she stayed in bed all night. Early the next morning, she went alone to the place where her husband disappeared. The result was that she waited for months. The police still didn't have any clues, and the school kept urging her to go back to class. Lisa was an art teacher at the university. She never gave up looking for her husband. She thought her husband must still be alive. Maybe he just had an accident. But when she was looking through his computer, she saw something strange. When her husband's company held an event, an elegant-looking woman suddenly appeared inside. She seemed to be close to her husband. Both of them looked very serious, as if they were talking about something, and that made Lisa suspicious. The next day after class, a student suddenly approached her. He had helped Lisa search for her husband 6 months ago. Lisa was shocked. She didn't realize Jack was still a student. Jack explained that he was only going to the beach for a summer job, just to earn some money for school. He fell in love with the woman at first sight during the search. When Lisa said she hadn't heard from her husband, Jack became even more daring. He wanted Lisa at all costs, but Lisa rejected Jack on the spot. Then she took the video of her husband to her best friend's house. She wanted to see if she knew the woman in the video, because she works for the same company as her husband, but she said she didn't recognize her either, because this woman was brought by Lisa's husband. She didn't see the two of them being too intimate. Lisa was even more confused. Then she made an appointment with the bank manager to get some money. The clerk said that her husband had withdrawn all the money 6 months ago. Lisa was even more suspicious when she heard this. It was now very difficult to even pay for her own living expenses. This made her even more sure that her husband's disappearance was not that simple. In the days that followed, Jack had the nerve to approach Lisa every day. He even invited Lisa to dinner on the pretext of discussing painting. Lisa refused decisively. She wanted to keep her distance from Jack. Her husband is now alive or dead, and she can't find a new boyfriend so soon. A few days later, Lisa suddenly received a call from the police station. They said they had recovered a male body. They wanted Lisa to go over there to make sure it was her husband. Lisa rushed to the morgue. She found out that the man was not her husband. The police said they were at a loss. It's been 6 months. There was no news, so the police thought Lisa's husband might not have been killed. He probably ran away with another woman on purpose. And no one swims with a cell phone. This statement completely irritated Lisa. She finally burst into tears. Since her husband disappeared, she missed her husband all the time. This made her even more determined to investigate. So the next day she approached her husband's colleague to ask him about the woman. But the man told her something that shocked her even more. The man said that from the day her husband disappeared, that woman had quit her job, and it seems she went to another company. Then he said the company was investigating Lisa's husband. They suspect her husband of transferring money from the company. That's a huge piece of information. Her husband's disappearance must have something to do with this woman. Lisa opened her computer and started to look up the woman's address. Just then there was a knock on the door.